Hi, Warriors. It's a green day. A little weaker dollar, yen under pressure, US dollar yen under pressure, S&P's higher, getting to a point to where we're going to find out if last Friday was real. And metals, gold new high, so far failing rally in silver. See you tomorrow. Just kidding. How are you, Ingmar? Steve, AJ? Hi, Ryan. We have a whole team here today. Blake, how are you? K-Man, Bran. Mark, how's it going? James, John, Hugo. Brand loves a green day. Morning, Will. Laura, how are you? Everyone doing okay? So, who do we start off with? What do you guys think? Want to hear what Stell has to say about metals? Let's do that. All right, Stell. So,
Good
new highs.
morning.
Good morning, buddy. So, I hear you think silver's up on fumes.
Yeah, let me take the screen just for a few minutes. Hold on.
Go, go ahead.
Um, Share desktop one. Okay, you want to start from metals? We can do that. Well,
Start for yeah, wherever.
yeah, no, let's do that. I mean, for people who have been listening to me for ages here, I was saying in the 20s, we're never going to see silver in the 20s, then in the 30s, never going to see again silver in the 30s. I was always talking about 50 as everybody was, and I got out of everything a bit below 50, which now looking at it might have been a bit foolish, but you know what? I had a target, I met it, and I'm out. The question is what do we do here? And man, seriously, I am really surprised by the strength. And all I can think is that there's still quite a bit of short covering. You know, people talk about the bullion banks and, lots of short positions into futures deliveries and where are they going to find the physical, et cetera, et cetera. At some point, as they say, the cure for higher prices is higher prices. So at some point, the price is going to be high enough to see equilibrium. And I really thought we would be seeing this for now. So, we're clearly not. Silver is up 2% every day nowadays. And it's going higher. So what I'm doing is I'm waiting for a pullback. I am definitely not going to chase up here. I'm trying to resist the FOMO. And as I say to a few of my friends who have been following me and we've been discussing this, if I miss this trade from here onwards, then I've missed it. So be it. There's a million other things we can trade. Unfortunately, this train has left the station, or has it? Maybe it has. And, it is what it is. And similar story with gold. I mean, making new all-time highs every single day, apart from that one red candle. It's just the strength is really impressive. So what do I do here? I'm watching it, and actually, I'm surprised I'm actually going to say this. With the exception of my long TLT, I am now completely in cash in everything. So I have one position now. I haven't found myself in this position in years, and I'm cash except that TLT, which is going well. I still think yields are going to go lower. And if you look at the 10-year, okay, maybe my lines are not drawing perfectly, but this looks like we're almost at the breakdown. 399 is the level. If we break below that, you know, where is the next level? I don't know. These lows here, 385, and then 360. So, and we have to remember, Powell was not hawkish. Powell was dovish yesterday, and he mentioned that we may be getting close to the end of QT, and the market didn't even care about it, which is incredible. So I've been saying for weeks now, I think QE is a lot closer than we think, and I stand by that opinion. Of course, I could be wrong, but I still think yields are going to resolve to the downside. And that brings upward pressure to risk assets, to metals, to cryptos, to everything. And I think this is one of the other reasons why we are still seeing metals being so resilient. Where do they stop? I have no clue. I mean, we're in uncharted territory, both in gold and silver now. So I don't know, is the answer. I'm looking for pullbacks. And frankly, I think the pullback, when it comes in silver, it's going to be vicious. How low does it go? I don't know, but I'll be looking for 41.5, 42. I know it's a huge distance from here, but we've seen crazier things happen in markets. And when something goes parabolic, the correction is almost always equally crazy. I mean, look at Bitcoin. When it went from, from 10,000 to 60,000, we went back down to 30,000 within, what was it, 2 months. So 50% in 2 months. I'm not saying that gold is or silver are Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a lot more volatile. But when you have these really crazy moves, you can expect an almost equally crazy reversal. So for now, I'm just watching it. As I said, I'm still only long TLT. Equities, what can I say? Look at this awesome bounce of the 50 DMA on the S&P. I mean, technically perfect. 1, 2, 3, bang. So do I see anything bearish in equities? Not yet. Not yet. But I really wouldn't want to chase this higher. Of course, if you've been long from, 4,000, 3,000, 5,000, whatever, then you are in a much better place psychologically to trade this. But would I get long here? No, I wouldn't. Absolutely not. So, and I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. So I'm just leaving it alone. And I'm leaving everything alone because I feel I've been telling my friends this. I have this spidey sense, this tingling sense that something really bad's about to happen. I don't know what it is, and I get this quite rarely, but I feel like we are on the cusp of something that's going to kind of bring markets to a little bit of a I don't want to say crisis, but I think things are going to get elevated volatility wise. And the dollar is trying to bounce, and the big area is around 100 to 101. That's a big level that we need to break above if we want to say that this now becomes quite bullish. um, I'm still I still prefer to be long dollars now after quite a few months that I was bearish. And but again, as I said, I don't have any positions, so I am not much help in this. I'm just watching markets and trying to understand what's happening, and yeah, waiting to see what Trump's going to say tomorrow, or the day after, or next minute. I don't know. So yeah, that's roughly what I'm doing at the moment, which is not a lot, but I thought I might share my views. And as I said before, I'm almost 100% in cash, which feels really weird now, really weird. But that's the way I want it right now.
Dale knows that I hate that feeling. I hate it.
You hate it?
I hate it. I hate being in cash. One of the things about is when you're in too much cash and you don't have your feelers out, and it's hard to gauge a sense of the market.
Yeah. Well, you can always see the market, without having positions. I mean, you monitor positions, but yeah, I know what you mean. I'm very different. I still remember when I was a market maker. There was a time in 2010 I went to like 2 months with pretty much zero positions. 2 months, and thank God my boss was very understanding because I had been doing well over the past few years, and he said, "Yeah, do whatever you like." But I get what you're saying, Blake. It feels weird, but this is the way I want to be right now. So let's see.
You want to be weird. There's nothing wrong
I
with
want to
that.
be weird. What's wrong with weird?
Yeah,
It's very, very Austin of them, right, Dale?
yeah. Anyway, thank you, Stell, for an
No
update on
worries.
it. Did you cover yields? Do you think we have a breakdown there yet? I think
Not yet. Remember, I mentioned that we're close. I think 10
yeah,
year, obviously, very close. 399 is the level, and
yeah,
after that we have
yeah,
380 something, and
yeah.
then 360. And I still
Okay.
think we're going lower.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, nice calls, and it's good to have an opinion to share with people that I don't know, and I feel better being flat because, just like us, they feel like they're, you know, sometimes, what am I missing? Why aren't I seeing anything? And it's uncomfortable, like Blake said, but it's okay. It's all right
yeah,
if you
yeah.
take a
Ha
month off. That's okay.
Having no position is a position.
It
So
is.
yeah,
It is. But one day people might be happy they have own no assets and are long cash. It may
yeah.
not be the dollar, but they'll be glad they're long cash. So
Yeah.
thank you very much,
No
buddy.
worries, guys.
Partner of Forex Analytics and silver baron extraordinaire. Let's get to some currency stuff here now. Blake, go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, I was going to say, Dale, you can guide us. I can just
No, that's cool. No, it's all
I'll
right.
I'll just get into I was going to get into some charts when we talk to Ryan. Well, before we talk to Ryan, Dale, what do you think about this equity markets? If you notice the S&P just hit
Yeah,
the breakdown point just
yeah,
now.
I think it's a decent shot to take a sell up here. We're between 61.8 and 78.6, and risk the highs. Maybe we get to that moving average. It still could be one down and then A, B, C, and this is C. Um, that should terminate before it gets to new highs. So, still with some negative action, some stuff still heavy, like NVIDIA. I know
Yeah.
it's going to be, and the Mag 7 took a pretty good hit yesterday. I don't know if they're going to get it all back, but I think it's a sell.
Oh,
Good shot.
one thing that we're talking about is that we were just talking about it in the chat room a little while ago is just, Morgan Stanley just had earnings and earnings have been for the banks. Now, remember, the banks have been reporting earnings for the last couple of days and really kind of kicking off the earnings season. And I'm trying to get to our
Oh, the
commentary.
banks. Yeah, I think the banks had a great number because I saw a huge up candle in B of A. I don't know if they reported, but it was, you
Yeah,
know,
B of A was I believe yesterday, and then Morgan just reported great earnings, and when we're not seeing we're not seeing the earnings come out and really just just they're coming out good, and we don't have data to really look at, the markets are actually being very responsive right now to these positive earnings. So the reason why I say that is you got to be a little careful. I mean, yeah, Nvidia might be underperforming, but it's more like a relay race and the baton's being passed from some of these tech stocks over to, the financials, which are driving the markets higher, at least at this point in time. I do agree with you from a risk reward perspective. Why not? But did you notice, Dale, that the Russell 2000's at all-time
yeah,
highs? I
yeah, I
mean,
saw that yesterday. It did that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, here we are at all-time highs in the Russell 2000. So, there's a lot of momentum behind these markets still. Despite it's kind of like the moves that we're seeing in precious metals. I mean, gold just continues to power higher. Earlier, like literally 24 hours from
Can I point something out when it comes to metals? If I'm right about the gold silver ratio turning, Blake, and
yeah,
it's down
yep.
today. Uh, First time in a long time, gold has made new highs without silver. So you have a new high and still a potential lower high in silver. I'm short both of them with stops, of course. Um, so that is a different thing. Silver, which is supposedly the leader, why didn't it take out yesterday's high? Gold took it out by $20. So
Yeah,
just something to keep in the back of your head. It's
we
in the
we know
front of my head.
we talked about this yesterday, and actually, gold looked
I don't
at one
remember.
point yesterday. It looked like a major reversal candle. I thought it was going to be a a gravestone doji. I actually shorted gold twice yesterday. I shorted gold, made money on my first trade as my stops were just above break even or just above just enough to put in a little profit, and then. I tried shorting it later on in the day and it didn't work out. I had to take a loss and just you take your shots up here, but as you pointed out, Dale, you've got to keep your stops in place if you're going to be fading big moves like this. What's going to make me really more comfortable, and I know Stelios is closely watching this, is he's turned a little bit on silver. I really want to see silver back below 50. I mean, if silver gets back below 50, then then it kind of opens the door for a bigger correction. But I don't know. It's still a
I
very
agree.
scary move.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. So well let's do that. Let's turn to currencies. Ryan, you guys, you and K-Man, We're talking this morning on the Flow Show. As if you guys don't listen to the Flow Show, that's the first thing that I do in the morning because I live in, I obviously live in the West Coast in the United States, West Coast Pacific time zone. So when I get up in the morning, I'm trying to get caught up with everything. I literally go to Forex Analytics. Whoops, I just go over to Forex Analytics profile here, and then I go over to the Flow Show. Their recording, which is literally right here, and I just start listening to the Flow Show. It gets me caught up on everything that I missed. Now, I'm not live during the Flow Show because I'm sleeping, as most of us are. But this is the best way for me to get caught up with what's happening. Well, this morning, Ryan, you and K-Man were talking about the euro, and it is obviously very well bid. I'm looking for a range extension. Some people call it a double bottom. I would just call it a squeeze if we got higher. But when the euro took off yesterday, following the announcement that they're not going to tackle pension reform until the next presidential election, which is in 2027.
Yep.
So that took a lot of pressure off of the euro yesterday, and the euro just took off. And I'm long a lot lower
Buy
than where we're at.
buy metals.
Yeah, I saw that
Yeah, golds,
gold's coming under a little bit of pressure. But
silver
going back
too.
to the euro, you guys were talking about there's a vote tomorrow. So what vote is happening tomorrow in the Eurozone, and how can it affect the euro?
It's just around all this pension stuff. It's all part of a broader thing going on with the budget in general. The big sticky point, one of the big sticky points was the pension thing. So if that all gets passed and everyone agrees, and there's no confidence votes, or those a vote to have a no confidence vote doesn't go through, then Macron's could be off the hook a little bit. I suspect it's not going to be as smooth sailing as it sounds. But yeah, it could. I mean, it will take off a little bit of uncertainty for the euro. It's not. I doubt this is going to be news. It's going to see the euro shooting back up to 118. But it could mean it just finds a bit of a bid.
Maybe not 118, but the range extension, if it broke back above 1650, which is basically the highs today, where we hit high 1645. If you wanted to get a little ahead of that move, it would take us back to 11750 ish. So maybe that's the catalyst that gets us there.
Could be, yeah. It's plenty in the way before we get to there. 117 is going to be a big enough level. 11680s, as you got on your chart there, is going to be a big enough level on the way back up. It was decent on the way down, broke it, found resistance against it earlier in the month. But meanwhile, we can't get and hold above 11630s, which has been the resistance for the last few days. So there's a ton of traffic in this 116, 40, 50 area. A lot of people in the room talking about there's moving averages, there's trend lines, there's this, that, and the other.
So it wouldn't be a bad short idea, risk reward wise, to be short against that 1650.
Yeah, you could be short. What you're saying, Dale's being short here. Keep your stops here, and your target down here.
Yeah, people are doing it. People are looking at this area. But yeah, this 11630 has been solid for the last 2 weeks.
Plus, you have a day when euro is weaker than cable. I like to fade euro when I'm getting short, when it's weaker than cable during the day, and buy it when it's stronger than cable during the day. Simple thing. I mean, just you have the EG support. So
the old speed move. Yeah. And that thing can't get above 86.20 again. It's another go today. And euro sterling can't get above that level.
Yeah, and this is a 618 retracement of this entire move, and every time it pops its head above it, it's been failing. So, but now we got when's the UK budget being? Reeves was just chatting about the budget. So
end of November.
What's that? End of
November. But I've been saying it for a few days, a couple of weeks now. I think we've already priced a lot of it in.
Yeah.
So I think the market's just waiting for the news now, if it's going to be as bad or worse than expected, or not as bad as expected. But the thing with these budgets, you get the initial announcement and everyone jumps around, and then you get the UK press steaming into it, and then you get all the economists and everything's piling in. So it can be that you get initial reaction, and then it's the next day you see a real reaction, because that's investors will be reading what the press, what the analysts say, what the economists say, and they take a bit of while to get their thoughts together. And if it's bad news, that's when you may get another move in the pound. Or if it's not as bad news, you're going to see a reversal in the quid, and that will probably become supported again in the old pound.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks. I want to just really quick. I want to, since we're going to have Tracy here today, I want to talk a little bit about crude oil. So, crude oil, if you'll notice here, we just we completed an ABCD move. We're at the 88% retracement. Big support. This is the 55 level, and you'll confirm this, Dale, when you talk to Tracy. She's a big advocate. This is like the boom bust level for a lot of U.S. producers in the shale market. So, even though President Trump wants weaker crude prices, there is a level where he'll start hearing murmurings from the U.S. producers, about productivity or excuse me, profitability and whatnot. So if we're down here in the lower 50s, or below 60, and we just completed a bunch of technical levels, I wouldn't want to be short down here. I wouldn't want to be short ahead of 55. Now, if we were going into a recession and it looked like the U.S. economy was going to fall off the cliff, or maybe the global economy. It's a different story, but that's not where we're at today. So I think being short down here, crude, is a dangerous idea, and that's we did an update just a little while ago about that it's from a risk reward standpoint. It doesn't make sense to be short crude, but that's something maybe you can talk about. I'm sure you will. You're going to talk to Tracy about all sorts of energy things and commodities when she's here. Now let's ask K-Man. K-Man, you've been looking around the markets. It's been fairly quiet today. What's on your mind right now?
Hmm. Yeah, yesterday I bought a few euros below 116, little long euro sterling. For the rest, I'm not doing an awful lot yet, barring a few stabs here and there.
Wait a second. You and I are actually in the same positions right now, which isn't always the case.
No, it's not always the case. No, that's true.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
I think I'm obviously keeping an eye on what's happening in yen, because this crunch time is coming closer. We may know what the opposition wants to do on the 20th, and then the 21st get a vote if that stays as planned. And
Yeah. So what's up with the LDP?
yeah, well,
I mean, are they even going to be able to have a prime minister?
well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, the whole opposition is trying to boycott Takahashi by the looks of things, but then the last little comments all of a sudden said that the PFP, the Tamaki guy, still finds quite a bit of overlapping with the LDP's policies. So it's not a done thing. The opposition still needs to gather around one person to be the new prime minister. There's also this risk that Takahashi actually is not going to run, and she's going to propose one of the even older people to get back into the seat. But I'm not sure that would be a good idea. But all in all, we are seeing those let's say retracements in dollar yen. Part of it was the dollar, of course, from yesterday, but yes, when I look at those yen crosses, they still not convincing me to be long yen for long, It's really going to be if the opposition gets enough seats to actually rule, because they were talking about like three parties getting together, but if you put the three parties together, they're not getting to a majority, and then we all know what's going to happen. Especially if they name a prime minister candidate which comes from one of the smaller parties. What's it going to be as a prime minister as well? So I'm not overly convinced that the yen is going to remain bid for very long, but we will see. I mean, there's a lot can happen between now, the 20th, and the 21st. So there's probably going to be a bit of weekend risk on the yen. In the meantime, yeah, the dollar weakened a bit, but then, as already mentioned, 116.30, 116.50, 55. Cable, the same thing, 133.60, 70, and then 90. And those levels are not giving way right now. So
Yeah.
for as long as that's the case, there is a possibility we just trade a few ranges for the time being, right?
Dollar looks really sloppy around here. I mean,
Sorry?
the dollar looks really sloppy around here.
And
I
yeah,
thought getting above this 618 retracement. Steve's not here today, but we were talking about it before I took off on vacation. Back when we were down at these levels, we thought, man, if we get above this 618, it's really going to open up some upside in the dollar. But the dollar's lack of ability to surge higher,
yeah, but
I think is probably held back a little bit about with this government shutdown and
of course.
uh, and
How about
also.
yields, Blake? Yields have been coming down. So
Yeah,
the
yeah. I
interest
mean,
rate differential.
right. Well, you got a flight to safety in the bond market, which no one believes can
Mhm.
ever happen. And so you're seeing, the 30-year bond market and 10-year notes are moving higher. Yields are moving lower. You got a government shutdown. You got Goldman warning that this could be the longest shutdown in history, which is entirely possible. Especially with today's administration. So why can't the dollar stay pressured? It's interesting to watch equity markets that just continue to lift higher. But I don't know how long that's going to sustain as we are now 2 weeks into a government shutdown, and now you're starting to get people not getting paid. And so it's going to start to weigh on economic activity. I know we still got some tailwinds from some earnings but that's always backward looking. I mean, I know you get some, you get forward looking comments, well, from these companies, but the numbers themselves are not forward looking, if you will. So it's going to be rather interesting. One last thing that I want to just point out before we bring Tracy in. You were talking about these metals slipping. Yeah, the gold just came off a little bit. I wouldn't get too excited about it unless we break the overnight lows, which I don't know what happened in Europe, but apparently gold took out a few stops down there. Silver is trying to make a lower high, as Dale pointed out from yesterday's high. I mean, these were some pretty aggressive moves that we saw from the highs yesterday. So, I do think you have to. I think it has the attention of anybody who's long is like they're probably going to be a little bit more defensive today.
Yeah,
Um,
but the longs can hold the longs will not be long from $52. The longs are long from way below where
yeah,
it
of
started.
course.
I mean, they're
Yeah,
probably that's what I said this morning as well on the flow show. I think for corrections, yes, and we've seen that. We've seen a three big figure, $3 even spread yesterday, no later than yesterday. But I mean, if the loans, the real loans, if they are speculative, I would say, because a lot of it is supply driven, and that demand could dry up every day. But the real loans, they won't panic before 50
yeah.
and 49.2.
They're
I mean,
probably long
that's
from these levels,
Yeah, they
like
won't
speculative
pan.
money.
I don't think they panic unless we take out 46, where that was where
no,
we held
no.
a couple times.
I
Yeah.
think earlier because 50 was a big level because it's a 2011 level as well, yeah. So I think there maybe some more um, violent retracements. I agree with Stelios. If bids drop away all of a sudden, we could have some really violent setbacks as well. I completely agree with that. But before these real levels are broken, I mean, those are just like Yeah, it's fast corrections, right? We've seen it yesterday again in gold. I mean, $80 or $90 to the downside, and then you wake up the next day and you're back above where you left it the day before, right? So we still can't say really that we are starting to retrace in either of them, right?
Besson says lower level China trade person unhinged in August. So I don't know. I don't know what I don't know the context of these headlines that I'm seeing, but Besson's obviously having discussion. I'm gonna take a look and see if he's actually on CNBC right now. Not that I have to take a look. Usually, he makes his oh, he is on CNBC. Oh, CNBC is broadcasting him. He's somewhere talking. So anyway, Besant is running amok. And oh, by the way, we just got data. We just got Empire State Manufacturing data. How'd that come out?
Yeah.
What'd that look like?
10.7, well up.
What? We actually get
Massive,
data today.
massive. I would
Yeah.
really close my eye and buy a dollar for the rest 3 months.
USA, USA. Go on.
Look at that. Chant it, Stelios. I love it. Let's see. Dale, is Tracy here?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, we'll chat a little bit. Looking for before we're looking for. So yeah, I mean we finally got some good U.S. data, and it has done nothing to the dollar. It is.
I see, by the way, somebody in the list by CHI. I might be Tracy.
Oh.
Tracy, if you're here, raise your hand, or if you're here, let us know.
I just entered her first name.
Yeah, and she's just and she's she actually had mentioned earlier this week she was really looking forward to being here. So hopefully she'll pop in soon. All right, well while we're waiting, let's go around the horn and talk to Stelia. So you're longer term. You kind of gave us our views. I'm gonna skip you. Sorry,
Yeah.
buddy.
Go for it.
Ryan, what are you looking at today?
Cheese.
Could this be a day where you just don't trade?
I don't know. I doubt it. I've got a few bits and pieces on. I'm keeping an eye on dollar yen because that seems to be having a little rallyette. Looked like it was heading well below 150 this morning, but it's bounced nice. There was a big old level down there, 150, 80, 85. We pretty much got close to it within 4 or 5 pips and bounced from there. So a big solid level down there. Dollar Mex is back in the box. That's finished with his little holiday above 1850 again. A few things moving, a few things to keep an eye on.
Okay, and you know what? I was just thinking this, Dale, just because Ryan's been on Ninja Trader Live. I've been on that show. Since she's a host there on Ninja Trader Live, she sometimes is running just a few minutes late. If my memory serves me correctly, she comes on. She jumps off of there, jumps right on to our show. I just text her just to make sure. So I think that's probably what she's doing right now. So,
Okay.
just
Well,
thinking
as
out loud.
Phil said, there is someone called Chi in the attendees at the moment.
No, I don't think that's her. But all right. She knows how to comment. She's been on the show
Yeah.
1,000 times, or
Yeah,
she's been
1,000.
on. Yeah, maybe less than 1,000 times, but something like that. All right. So Dale, while we're waiting, what are you looking at today?
Short the whole board.
You're gonna short everything. Short it all.
Short S&P, short metals, and
Short everything.
short euro.
Short euro.
Short
Short.
semiconductors,
All
short
right.
mega. So I'm mildly bearish.
No, I mean, you're shorting everything. I mean, you're not mildly bearish. You're bearish
I
everything.
know it was
I mean, wait, are you?
facetious.
All right. But no, you think risk is going to fade? Basically,
Yeah,
the stock market rally is going to fade a little bit.
I think I don't know what's going to be behind everything fading, but I think everything is. I'm wrong in the S&P, say over 730, right there, right at that line. Um, you know, really you should have your stops over the high. And I've
Yeah.
already taken partial profits on shorts in the metals where I had like 35 cents made in silver and 20 in gold, and I'll hold the rest. See what
Got it.
happens.
All right. All right. Very, very good. K-Man, what are you thinking? What are you going to try to pick off today?
Um, that's a good question. I think the dollar, and I agree with you. The longer this shutdown lasts, the more it could weigh just because there's less demand for it. It's going to be interesting later today because Mr. Powell sent us to watch the beige book yesterday. So, and that's coming out in about 5.5 hours from now. So that may be a bit of an interesting watch if you want to trade dollars, but it's probably going to be short-term move.
But
Um,
that's a great comment though, K-Man, because I mean, again, this is where the Fed is really they're more reliant right now on the regional governors.
mhm,
So this beige book information is going to be more important to the Fed
yeah.
now, more now than ever,
Mm.
right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, but we need to put everything into context as well. Those numbers that we are having now. Okay, the beige book actually used to be a very important set of data back in the dinosaur age, but
Yep.
it's coming back to the fore right now. So yeah, we need to take it into account. I would say though that the effect of those data can be a little shorter lived than when you have like live real data, the real important data like jobs and inflation, for instance, that have a lasting effect. So yeah, I think I would trade the news, but then also if you are the right side of the coin, don't forget to take your profits on the back of it if you trade it.
Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's kind of like trading the FOMC minutes. But again, with the lack of data that we're getting, that's something that could be moving the market. And by the way, Ryan, I just realized who CHI is in the that's listening in. That's Chi, our good friend Chi, who's
Okay.
been in our chat room over the years many, many times. So Chi, if you're listening in from New York, good to see you, my man. Yeah, so and Forex Gal said, "Yep, she's on Ninja Trader Live, watching her now. Yeah, she's probably going to be popping in here any minute. She
I
just
Yeah, the thing is, I just went on to her X link, and she says that Ninja Trader Live only started like 5-6 minutes ago. She says
Hmm.
8:30 a.m. I guess that's New York, which is 7 minutes ago, no?
Yeah, but she's the host. So what happens if she's the host and she usually passes it over to Jim, and then
Okay.
Jim will bring on somebody, and then she'll jump off, and then she'll jump on over here. So it's one of those, it's like musical chairs. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if she doesn't pop up in a few minutes, then Dale will probably just have to wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll reschedule her.
Yeah. Let's see. Just kind of looking around. So we haven't talked about cryptos. I was actually talking to just a friend of mine yesterday that's not in the markets, and he was asking me about crypto. He's like, "What's going on in crypto?" And he's obviously referencing last week. And if you trade the bigger names, like the Bitcoins or the Ethereums, some of the larger crypto names, you didn't see much of a move. I mean, yeah, Trump announced that there's going to be 100% tariffs on China, and on Friday the market came unhinged. You didn't see a lot, but then you go to some of the smaller altcoins, and then you saw this, and that was a real move. This is XRP, and that move that happened was purely a
Manipulation.
no, it's just a complete liquidation of all altcoins. You look at let's see,
It was like their flash
like
crash.
here's another crap coin. Like you take something like this, like Bert. That's not correct. Let me do it. You know,
So, are you hearing that everyone got
liquidated.
liquidated? All a bunch,
Oh,
thousands of people
oh,
liquidated out.
oh my God. Like, yeah, here's XLM. I mean, you go from 40 cents to 28 cents and you're super leveraged in
Yeah,
that. I
yeah,
mean,
that's history. You're wiped
yeah, I
out.
mean, you're wiped out, right? I
Yeah,
mean, that's the, oh wait.
it's like losing 500%,
Yeah, but
50 times 10.
yeah, and that really hit a lot of people. I mean, there's I read something about some trader from Eastern Europe that was found dead in his Lamborghini. I mean, hey, if you're
Oh, he
if you're
killed
buying,
himself.
yeah, I mean, if you're buying Dogecoin at 26 cents and it goes down to 10 cents, I mean, what happens if you
Oh,
got,
sounds like one of my trades.
huh?
Sounds like one of my trades.
I'm
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
but
How do people know Barron Trump made a fortune on that? Is there a story that he was short, Glenn? Short altcoins, or he bought the bottom?
I mean, yeah, who knows? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, I mean, look at that move. I mean, that's
Yeah,
devastating to people that are leveraged up, 50 times, 100 times, whatever it is.
that's post-traumatic stress syndrome for the traders that were in that. It could take a whole career to get over it.
It probably could, but you look at Ethereum, and yeah, Ethereum sold off. Yeah, sure, we came off a little bit, but we hit channel support, uh, basically, and bounce
Yeah,
back. You know what I mean? So
yeah, yeah,
these bigger names, if you're going to be trading cryptos,
yeah.
this is where you have to, like trade. I say real cryptos. Somebody's gonna jump out and kill me wherever Steve is. He'll come out and kill me. But
Yeah,
yeah,
none of it's
trade
real.
trade some of the bigger names if you're gonna be doing that. Anyway, well, it looks like Tracy's probably not gonna make it. I don't know what's up with her, but
How about this, Blake? Tracy, when I'm with you. Remember that song? It's a long time ago.
no, and I mean, I'm over 50, but I don't. But I bet hey, I've been meaning to ask you this, Dale. Have you ever been to Nashville?
No,
Oh my God. You of all people
should
would
go,
abs
huh?
oh my God. Just the live music,
Yeah.
I know exactly why no one goes to Las Vegas anymore. They're all in Nashville. And the entertainment and the music is just phenomenal. So
All
anyway,
right.
just
All right. So
place you
you
got
get a thumbs up from Blake to go to Nashville.
you of all people would love it. Anyway.
Thank you,
All
buddy.
right. Well, Dale, I'm gonna let you wrap it up from here.
All right. Well, guys, be careful out there. Don't force anything. Tomorrow's another day. You don't have to be aggressive if things are unclear. And remember, no complaining because you're blessed to be able to be a speculator and not have to make a choice between medicine and rent. Keep that in mind and just don't forget to count your blessings, not just your pips. I did it backwards. And I think everyone that hasn't yet, that appreciates what we do, whether you're watching us on YouTube or on X, the way to say thank you is to do something for yourself. And that's to become part of the Forex Analytics family and participate in the chat room to get better.
It's
Or if
only
you're
one
great,
dollar to one. It's only one
yeah,
dollar to come check it out.
yeah, and if you're great, what an avenue to help some people out, take them under your wing and help them in the room. So either way, it's good seed that you're planting. You want a good crop, you have to plant seeds. So go till the soil and do it. And team, thanks very much for all of your inputs, and we'll do it again tomorrow. I think we have what's a big data dump? Friday, are we having NFP?
No.
That's next week.
Nope.
Nothing.
No. No,
Okay, still
CPI.
nothing.
CPI.
CPI. That's right. CPI tomorrow.
well,
Okay.
we're getting PPI
24th.
tomorrow.
No,
PPI Friday.
no,
PPI
we're
Friday.
not getting none of it. You're getting CPI on the 24th, and that's it.
Oh, that's
That's it?
right, because they're not.
Oh,
Yeah.
all
We're not
right.
getting unemployment
Uh,
claims. Hey, but
It's
we're
all
gonna
on the
have
calendar still, but you're not getting it.
yeah,
It's
no, we
email.
have a bunch of we have a bunch of the Fed's independent and they like to run their mouths, so we got a bunch of speakers tomorrow.
Always.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
All
And
always
then
right.
they
fun.
all shut up on Saturday. Woohoo!
Hey, price is king anyway. Trade price.
That's right.
Who needs those reports? The candles give you all the information you need. And the most important information you need is where should my stop be? And with that being said, everyone have a great day. I'll get a hold of Tracy and we'll have her back soon. So that's it, everyone. Your daughter wants to get in, Laura? All right. A mother-daughter team in the markets, that'd be strong. Haven't
Laura's in
seen
our
that
chat room. That'd
before.
be great. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
All right, Will. See you, Sinatra. Adios, everybody. Thank you, Dream Team. See you tomorrow. Adios.